Kash. Good morning.
Good morning, Phillipa. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all good, thank you. I'm so
Good.
excited to be on this chat with you today. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. No, likewise. We're so excited to have you on here this morning, so which is really great. For all our Recruit My Mom people that are joining, I just want to welcome Kash Parker. Kash Parker has just the most incredible businesses and inspiration on, we've been following her on Instagram. She has started Financial Fitness, which is what we're going to be talking about today, and amongst other things which Kash will tell us about. But Kash, you know, quite a few of our Recruit My Mom followers that are joining us this morning may not know about you. Do you mind just giving us a little bit of an intro this
Yes,
morning?
sure. I'm Kash Parker. I'm the founder of Financial Fitness for Women that I started back in 2019, 1st of January. I have a history of being a private banker in corporate for about 14 years that I recently left. I actually left my job in March this year. So that was a big step for me. And then I also started my own business along with my sister-in-law. We co-founded the Sisterhood Success Club, which is, you can find us under brand authentic _ZA on Instagram. And that's essentially a female empowerment and entrepreneurial membership platform for South African women. And we've been running that full time now for the past couple of months, and it's just been amazing in its growth and the way that it's impacted so many women.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's what we've just so resonated with as Recruit My Mom is just
Yes.
the similar vision for women empowerment. So well done. Well done to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Kash, you know, I think, you know, both of us have seen the impact that the pandemic has made, particularly on women. You know,
Yeah.
what have you seen from your side in terms of the way the pandemic's impacted women in the workplace?
Yeah, I think for me in particular, I think the pandemic has really shifted women's mindsets when it comes to having an all or nothing approach in terms of having a full-time career or a 9-to-5 job and having kids and just navigating family life and juggling motherhood. And especially for me, it's been a pivotal point where I felt that I could make the decision to now say, I want the flexibility. I want to be able to spend more time with my daughter and do the things that I'm passionate about. And I think that that women have now discovered that they can juggle both at the same time with a lot more flexibility and freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, that was when we started Recruit My Mom in 2012. So it was
Yes.
pre-pandemic years. Is that was the premise, you know, for starting is that I really felt and saw a gap in the market for women wanting more flexibility. We've been doing quite a big educational job with companies, trying to get them to understand that remote working can work. And then COVID actually came and helped us. You know, it didn't do much good, but one thing it did do was teach employers overnight that remote working is possible. So Kash, what we've seen is that a lot of women have been financially negatively impacted through this time. And we've started to see a rise in contract hiring, particularly as opposed to just necessarily permanent hiring. And as somebody who talks a lot to women entrepreneurs, you know, what is your take on contract hiring, either when you're between jobs, looking for a new job, or if you're trying to get your business up and going and you still need that income, you know, what are the positives and the negatives of it?
Yeah. As somebody who has now gone into entrepreneurship full time and left a stable corporate job with that stable monthly income, it definitely is a huge leap and a big step to take. So I think that if anybody is in that process of, you know, starting up their own business and they are starting to feel the pinch a little bit because they don't have that monthly income coming in anymore, contract work is definitely an option. Contract work, freelancing. I think it also will just give you the flexibility to focus on your business. And especially if you don't have enough financial cushion to tide you over that startup phase, which is very, very difficult. And luckily for us, our business has grown much faster than startups usually would. So because we have been working on it for a couple of months before that, and we just did a lot of market research, and thankfully it's worked out successfully for us. So I think if you do need a bit of backup and cushion, freelancing and contract work is a great option. And also for women who are in between 9 to 5 jobs, it's just a way of keeping your confidence levels up and just using your time wisely. You know, instead of sitting at home and just going for interviews and waiting for something permanent to pop up, it's really a good use of your time as well.
Yeah, it's actually, that's a good segue into confidence because
Yes.
we know that confidence is probably one of the single biggest factors that affect women. And when you're in a job market looking for work, it's one of the, it really can knock your confidence if you're getting all these rejections all the time for jobs,
Yeah.
and particularly in an economy like ours at the moment, which is really struggling. So, Kash, any of your best tips on confidence building tools for women?
Yeah, in terms of the job market, and just putting yourself out there to connect with people that you want to collaborate with or work with in any way, just to try to put yourself out there as much as possible in terms of networking events. If you find any groups on social media that you can maybe connect with other like-minded women, and also platforms like LinkedIn is wonderful, because I find that if you let yourself become stagnant for too long, you kind of lose touch with what's going on, in the corporate space and in the business world. So just try to keep your voice as active as possible, and it also just helps you to feel more empowered. And just in terms of confidence boosting, that has been great for me in particular, is to do some short courses as well. Never stop learning. So to upskill yourself as much as possible. If it's short courses via platforms like Udemy, they've got amazing, like cheap things that you can learn over short periods of time. That's also great just to keep yourself upskilled and your brain, working and just just keeping yourself out there so that you're not stuck in a sense of, I'm looking for work. I need to find work ASAP. Yeah, so that's really been helpful for me.
Yeah, those are really good tips. I think that one of the things we've also learned over this time is just like the discipline of doing exercise, right? And looking after
Yeah.
one's body, soul, and spirit at this time as well. I think those things are all play, into those confidence building tips. So thanks, Kash. Kash, you touched on networks just now as you were chatting. We know that women, again, research has shown that women are not as good at networking as men are. Why do you think that is? And also, how do you network? If somebody doesn't know how to network, how does one network, and why is it important?
Yeah. I think for women, it can be a lot trickier also because we have so much going on, and I think it can be a confidence issue. And what we found in the Sisterhood Success Club, since we started our female empowerment community, it's not just about people starting businesses or wanting to, sell their products and services, but it's such a powerful thing when you are able to open yourself up to other women. Like on a platform, like a Facebook, like a private Facebook group, for example, where it's so easy to connect with somebody who has got the same mindset as you, that has got the same goals and vision, and just to share ideas, get in contact, set up a coffee. There's so much that you can do, and we actually have a program called the Accountability Program inside the Sisterhood, where we match up like-minded women, just to spur each other on and support each other through their personal journeys and their career lives and their business journeys as well. And they have formed some awesome relationships. We have some genuine friendships going on in the Sisterhood Success Club. And the power of community is absolutely life-changing for women. It's such a confidence boost. We have women coming into our Facebook groups talking about personal issues, and it's amazing how if women feel that they're in a safe space, that they immediately come to your aid and just come out in droves to offer advice and support, and really is so beautiful to witness.
Yeah, I love that. You know, I think sometimes networks can be seen as something that, and possibly that's why women aren't good at it, is that there's something that you're trying to gain out of it, and women tend to want to be able to give,
Absolutely.
don't they? So
Yes,
when you've
yes.
got these interest, you know, groups of similar interests and values, then you know there's so much
Yeah.
sharing that happens, which is just beautiful, really lovely.
Yes,
Well
I
done.
think, yeah, I think, and support and motivation is one of the biggest things that you can gain from networking with like-minded women.
Yeah,
That's so key for personal growth as well.
absolutely. I think that's wonderful. Kash, you're a mom and a
Yes.
mompreneur, and now you're starting your own business, and you know you're really busy. Yeah, I'm passionate about work-life integration, and at Recruit My Mom, that's what we really stand for: is how do
Yes.
you integrate careers and work-life balance? Well, we don't talk about balance; we talk about integration.
Yes.
So how do you do it? You know, how are you managing all of this?
Philippa, I don't think that you ever really have it down 100%. I think it's a work in progress every single day. What I try to do is just try plan my days as far as possible. I have lists and whiteboards and stickers up everywhere just to have my days flow better. Um, my calendars and my appointments are, I absolutely can't do without it. I try to make sure that I stay on top of all of my appointments and things that I need to do. But most importantly, is just to carve out time for everything. I try and do a lot of time blocking where a certain time of the day is set for my daughter when I fetch her from school, and then I don't pick up my phone at all. So I think it's definitely important to prioritize things that's important to you outside of work and outside of your business that you're trying to build, because it's so easy to get sucked in. Because in the beginning, I would sit, most nights after she's gone to bed, I'll sit and answer emails and record videos and do all the things, but then you very quickly become burnt out. So, so I just try and do things in a much smarter way, just so that I can juggle everything, but not want to do too much at the same time.
Yeah, that's wise. That really
Yeah.
is wise words. And Cash, you know, just because you're so passionate about financial fitness for
Yes.
women, and I would imagine that, you know, a lot of people that have joined us today are looking for ideas or thoughts on, you know, how do you just bolster your income or help the family, you know, to make ends meet, you know. Have you got any ideas or suggestions or, you know, anything you want to say to these women?
Yeah, well, there's the power of the internet has just given us so many options. I think if you want to step into the world of freelancing, say for example, if you're very good at writing, or you may be good at blogging, if that's a passion of yours, approach companies and see if you can maybe write articles for certain companies on a part-time basis. Or if you have a skill that you can monetize, it doesn't have to be something that you do online. But for example, if you are a yoga instructor, you can maybe try set up classes for people online on Zoom, for example. People are Zooming everything these days. It's quite funny. Um, but there's so much that you can do. You don't have to be stuck with only one income. If you just knuckle down and see what it is that you're really passionate about, even if you can teach something, if you can teach classes online, teach somebody a skill, like anything, teaching English, teaching baking classes, cooking classes. I mean, the world is definitely an oyster on the internet. And then
Yeah,
obviously they and inside of our Sisterhood Success Club group as well, we have women who are skilled in so many things. So people are constantly feeding off each other's ideas, and I mean, it's amazing what women come up with, really.
yeah, that's incredible. So just quickly chat about side hustles.
Yes,
You know, it's
yes.
all over the internet at the moment. And I think you and I kind of chatted offline a little bit about side hustles and
Yeah.
you know, so what's your thinking on side hustles
Mm,
and whether people should or shouldn't be doing them and how they should be doing them?
yeah. I think, and maybe you can guide me a bit on this as well, Philippa, but I think that there are that there are quite a few companies, especially corporates, who aren't 100% comfortable with people having side hustles. But I do think it's also the way that you manage your side hustle when you are fully employed, because essentially your company is paying you for a certain amount of hours in the day, which you need to be committed to. Um, so I think that the only way for companies to feel comfortable with you having a side hustle and making income on the side, if you are doing it in your own time, first and foremost, and then just being upfront about it, because I think a lot of women are scared to say that, that I started my own business on the side, or that I'm doing this on the weekend for extra income. And I think in this day and age, you don't need to be embarrassed, or you don't need to be scared to say that that I need to make an extra income because times are tough. So I think it's just having the confidence to step up and be transparent about the income that you're making on the side.
Yeah, I think that's wise. I think that transparency is key, because then there's a trust issue. There won't be any trust issue. And I think that is, and I know in my own company, I have a couple of my staff that have approached me in doing additional stuff. And they do it either after hours. One makes trousers. She works for me during the day, and then she makes trousers for men. We've got different people doing different things. One looks after show houses on the weekends. So I think, but I know about it, and I think as an employer, that makes you feel comfortable because you know what's happening, and I think that's very wise. Yeah.
And I think
Kash. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say that I think it also makes people's jobs a little bit more exciting if they have something outside of a 9-to-5 that stimulates them, especially if they are creative and somebody that needs to, just express that side of their personalities. I think it's important to be able to safely do that while you are still employed.
Yeah, I love that, because I think that having worked particularly with millennials and now the upcoming Gen Zs that are very purpose-driven, is that sometimes your day work is what pays the bills, and then you need to be doing something that fills your passion and your purpose. And I think that side hustles, if one's paying the bills, you're very, very fortunate if what's paying your bills is also fulfilling your purpose and your passion, right?
Yeah,
so if you
I think
can fill that
rare, people are able to do that.
Yeah, so if you've got something that's paying the bills and then something that you can do on the side that fills your passion and your purpose and brings an income, even if it's smaller, I think that's amazing. That's really helpful.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, great. Kash, I've really enjoyed this morning. I don't know if you have anything you want to, just in closing this morning as we've chatted, just if any words of pearls of wisdom you want to share, or anything else you want to share about what you're involved in, what you're launching. I know there's some exciting stuff coming up.
Yes, we have quite a few exciting things coming up, especially in the new year. So the Financial Fitness for Women platform will be taking on more of a membership approach next year. So I'll be working on that behind the scenes. But to end off 2021, the Sisterhood Success Club will be relaunching our membership. So we try and open up the doors to our membership 4 times a year, just so that we can welcome in a group of women and take them through the journey of the membership and what we have to offer, and just hold their hands. So we are opening the doors again in November, early November. But we will obviously be putting out more communication on our socials, on Instagram and Facebook. And that's when we usually do a little challenge, just to give people a taste of what it is that we have to offer. But if anybody's interested in putting their name on the wait list in the meantime, and we welcome career women, women who are wanting to start side hustles or small businesses, there really is a space in our community for everyone. So they can go to brandauthentic_ZA on Instagram, or they can check out the link in my bio. They can join the waitlist there as well for the Sisterhood Success Club.
Fantastic. Well, I really wish you every success. We're going to be following you closely. And Kash, I hope we get an opportunity to talk again. It's been
absolutely. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, talking to you this morning, and thanks for sharing your wisdom. You have so much to share, and it's so lovely
Thank you.
to be
Thank
with
you,
us
Phillipa.
this morning.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Well, let's have a wonderful day, and to everybody that joined us
Thank
this
you.
morning, thank you. Yeah, you
It's
take
a
care, and
pleasure.
God bless you. Bye.
Thanks, Phillipa. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.